Good morning, class, and welcome to English 270, which is literature for children. My name is Amber Lemire. I'm going to be your instructor this quarter, and you can just call me Amber. This class is taught entirely online, which means that you get to, in a lot of ways, just move at your own pace, do your work in whatever space and attire you want to be in. So there should be a lot of freedom, and that should make this really fun as well. Let's kick things off by just going over the general navigation of the course, so how to get around, because anytime you enter a new space, it's a good idea to get the lay of the land. That's my number one tip for success in online courses. So if you're watching this video, you're probably on the home page in our Canvas course. You probably logged in, saw the dashboard, and clicked this class, or from the left-hand menu, you clicked courses and selected this class. But essentially, you're looking at this embedded Padlet, board where live scrolling updates are going to be every week, and you clicked play to watch the video. Another space where you might have access to the video is on the right-hand side. Canvas Calendars creates a to-do list. So if any class, this one or another class that you're attending, puts something on the calendar, it pops up on that to-do list. Some students really like to access and manage a course through the to-do list. Be careful with that because not every instructor will put things there. But the thing I want to say about that primarily is that this class to-do will blend with your psychology class or your math class or whatever else it might be. I try to put the same thing in multiple places so that you guys can learn, you can apply your preferred way of navigating a course to this one and still get what you need. Okay, every Monday by noon, which means I'm coming in here at the start of the day and I'm putting things together, and I can guarantee that, almost always before noon, I will have this weekly update. And the weekly update will include a welcoming video from me, just kind of recapping maybe what happened last week, giving you a more human connection and description for what's coming this week. Maybe I throw in extra instruction, but I try to keep it short and sweet, probably shorter and sweeter than this one is going to be. And again, it's just a way for us to connect and for me to communicate since we aren't in person. And then right below my video, there will be maybe a little blurb, but this very consistent pattern of here is the workflow for this week. And then it will be bold. Do Thursday, do Sunday. Sorry, it might say do Tuesday, do Thursday, and do Sunday, because those are the 3 days that have been set aside for deadlines for this course. That doesn't mean you'll always have something due every Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, but it just means that if something is due, it's due on one of those days. And then under those bold headers, again, we're still on this live update, this scrolling update page, there will be bullets that break down the different things that are due with a direct link to where that work is happening. So discussion boards, etc. That means that you only need to see this home page in order to get everything you need for the whole course. And since this home page is also embedded in the to-do list, you only need to see that to get everything that you need for the course. But again, everyone is different, so just pay attention as I'm talking right now to what appeals to you. For instance, lots of you might like to use modules, which if you go to the left-hand side menu, that's the third item down. And under modules, I've actually just listed in order of the of how you will experience the tasks throughout the course, every single assignment. And it also has the due dates. So you could navigate the whole course through modules. You could navigate the whole course from the home page. You could navigate the whole course from the to-do list on the right. Totally up to you. Find something that works for your personality, that feels like it makes sense to you. And keep me posted if you're struggling with that at all. Maybe I'll have a light bulb idea and come up with a different way to display this. But something new that I have added for this quarter that I have not done before is at the bottom of the weekly updates page, where you are probably right now. Yes, you are here. There's a blue link right down there in that gray footer. And the blue link says, if you'd like to view workflows for the entire quarter, like not just a weekly update, but the entire quarter to get that bigger picture, click here. Sometimes I get asked that, like, what week are we going to read The House on Mango Street? And I just want to know what we're going to be doing in the next 3 weeks. Or I'd like to kind of have just that like concept of the whole quarter. So I did make that available for those of you who really need that. There's only one little caveat that depending on how things go, like last quarter's fresh on my mind, but snow days and power outages and things, sometimes stuff shifts. So you can trust the weekly update, but you can look to the entire quarter workflow if you're that kind of learner, if that gives you a sense of calm and control, you just to know that I have a plan and that you can kind of spy on what that plan is. All right, let's hop back for just a second to talk about that left-hand menu in Canvas. So home is where the weekly updates will always be scrolling, and Mondays before noon. And course syllabus, if you click on that, it's going to open up a Google document. And that Google document is live, meaning that if you have a question about the syllabus or even why does it have to be like that? I'm welcome to hear that, or I'm open to hearing that. So you can actually highlight parts of the syllabus and write a comment to the right-hand side, and I will try to keep my eye on that and respond and engage with you guys there if there's anything that we should be discussing. Then below that is modules. That's where you're going to find every single assignment in order. Some of them are locked because I am making improvements based on last quarter, so I'm just slowly moving through that. Then you're going to get Amber's Zoom room. So that's where you'll go and you'll read more about this in the syllabus, but that's where you'll go if you'd like to conference with me one-on-one online, and you just hop into Zoom and we can meet. So I'm typically available Mondays through Thursdays at almost all times of the typical working day. The difference this quarter is that Tuesday I'm pretty packed. And that said, whatever it is, if you really would like to connect and you read my syllabus and you think, well, I'm not free at those times, please don't give up. Please just reach out, because I have been able to make exceptions where I can snag a weekend every now and then, or an evening. If it's regular, I can't sustain that, but here and there I can interrupt my outside of work schedule to try to make sure that you get the support that you need. So I don't want you making any assumptions that you just can't meet with me, because I'm there in my Zoom room, and I'm also here on campus. So if you'd rather meet in person, some of you are not able because you're online and out of the zone. But if you'd rather meet in person, if that's how you would best be supported, reach out. I'm in the Applied Arts building. My office is listed on the syllabus. Just give me a heads up. With all of the meetings, I just need an email so that we can make sure that I'm going to be where you're going to be at the same time. And then below that in the menu in Canvas is people. If you feel, if you need to connect with each other throughout the quarter for some reason, or if you would like to just share further conversation about anything, you're welcome to do that. Library and tutoring and grades. So let's talk about this week, and then we'll dive into some grade stuff. This week, by Thursday, you are going to jump into what's called Level 1, Getting Started. In this level, you're tasked with checking out the syllabus, commenting on it if you so choose, and filling out what's called the Required Books Survey. All that does is it's a check-in to tell me I've got it, I don't have that, it's in the mail, I can't afford that book, whatever it might be, so that I know who might need a little bit of intervention to get started with the course. The last thing I want is for you to feel anxiety about books that then prevents you from actually just having a ton of fun in this course. And I know I'm probably coming on strong, but this class is fun. I'm so lucky to be able to inherit the course. It really has blown my mind how much taking it on and learning and becoming like a student myself in the material has changed so many aspects of my life. I know it's a big sell, but just hold out, everyone. So again, I don't want books to get in the way of that. because I think this is going to be a great quarter, especially like spring vibes. The weather's going to be improving. I'm really looking forward to working with all of you this quarter. So yes, then in addition to the syllabus and the book survey, you're going to introduce yourself. We are learning as a community, which means that prior to the quarter, I've created all these materials and I've preset them and I've prepared them for you to come and taste, right? But every quarter, a different mix of human beings with different stories and backgrounds and perspectives and lenses shows up to that table, and the conversation around the table is different. And I want you to attempt to believe that you're not just here to learn from me or from the scholars, like the author of our textbook, or from the authors of these children's books, but also you're here to learn from each other by observing the ways that each other reacts to the different materials. And that will cause you to have unique revelations and insights that maybe you wouldn't have had if you weren't with this exact group of people. That's what a learning community is. And it's really cool when we can achieve that. So how we begin that work is by just presenting ourselves to the group and saying, this is who I am, this is where I come from, this is what's important to me, and this is my, this is essentially my vibe or aura or personality, whatever you want to call it. But it's just a place where we can begin strong and show respect and honor to each other prior to diving into actual course content. That's level 1. And your post is due Thursday night by midnight. Then Sunday night by midnight, you are going to reply to each other. Hey, you, I have a cat too. I also loved that book as a kid. I'm a nursing major as well. Whatever it is, I'm making all this stuff up. But again, building bonds, affirming each other, creating the kind of space that we want to show up to. Even if it's just online, you can still want to show up here. And also Sunday night, you are going to share an original post for level 2, the survey of literary history. Some really cool stuff in that first learning module, or learning level, I should call it, because you're gonna, I think, be surprised by how relatively new the genre of literature for children is. Another cool thing in that section is that you'll learn about children's development and psychology and how that aligns with children's books, or even our ideas of children and childhood and what they should be and what they could be and what they are. And it's really kind of fascinating stuff. I am providing the PDF attachment for that chapter. So if you're like, wait, you said book survey and now you're saying reading, this first week, I don't take any chances. That PDF is available for you. So don't stress. Everyone will be able to complete those tasks. And this is in the syllabus, but I just want to push it out there right now that these are deadlines and they say by midnight. And I write in there that as long as your work is present when I log in the next morning or a day later to just kind of start reconciling everything, reviewing everyone's stuff, as long as it's there, I'm not watching timestamps. I don't care if you do your work at 3 a.m. And if your work is missing or late, I'm also very flexible with that. It's sort of like a false science to say like everyone will do Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. You got to figure out for you, does that mean that I actually need to do it Monday, Wednesday, Friday? How does this course fit into your life and your schedule? When can you do it? I had a student who always worked like a certain schedule to where they just really needed to shift the Sunday deadline to a Monday deadline. And that was just something that we talked through to figure out, is that going to disrupt the course community in any way? But you should wrestle with this a little bit and just know that I'm your partner in learning. This isn't a punitive space. And if I'm trying to be anything in this season of my life as a faculty member, as an instructor, it's flexible, because I'm learning just how hard people work to overcome barriers it's something I've always known, but now that I've taught more and more and more years, I've seen it over and over in different flavors and ways. Just all of the effort and all of the persistence that people, again, bring to the table to get here. And I don't want a strict deadline and calendar. Say hi really fast.
Hi.
Hi, class.
Hi, class.
Say have a good quarter.
Have a good quarter.
Okay, see? Real life interrupts. So again, this is my son, Hilo. I just don't want anything to stand in the way. And if I can partner
Mommy,
with you guys.
What is this?
All right, last thing before I let you guys just jump right in has to do with grades. So that's going to be in the syllabus. But as you can tell, I want you to learn. I want you to enjoy this class. And sometimes grades can be such a distraction. They support you to kind of tell you, like, am I on track or not? But it can be really easy to obsess over perfection, or I don't know. It's just grades create anxiety, and I don't have time to explain all of it here. So I just assume you guys might relate in some way to that, at least that comment. So I have what's called gamified this course. I've set up all of the assignments to be called either levels or quests. And the goal is to complete as many levels and quests as you can. And then if you complete them with a really, with a lot of attention to detail and whatnot, then you can earn treasure too. And then by the end of the quarter, depending how many levels you completed, how many quests you completed, and how much treasure you earned, you can unlock an A-, B, etc., etc., etc. And so your grade book will actually say that. It will say level completed, or it will say level completed with treasure, or it might say reboot card. And I'm brushing over some of the nuance because I'm still tweaking a little bit of the improvements I want to make from last quarter. Like, I'm adding some phrases here. But the point is that if for some reason you attempt a level, so you submit work, but it doesn't quite meet the instructions or what I was hoping for as your instructor and as your guide, then I will assign a reboot card. And you can accept that reboot card and reboot the level. So do it again, revise it, resubmit it, give it another go to try to complete it. And if you don't complete a level or a quest, that's okay too, here and there, because it just all pays off in the end. So if you don't mind, if you're fine with earning a C or a B, you can kind of look ahead and say, maybe I could skip this level, or I don't have to extend myself so much on this quest, etc. But that's something to kind of just pay a little bit of attention to in the syllabus. And then, again, don't stress about understanding it too much. I really feel like once we get a few weeks in, it's going to make a lot more sense. It's very consistent. It's the same system over and over and over. I'm always here to check in with you guys. And I haven't had much comments from other students other than it was really enjoyable and made it fun and contributed to the flexibility and the focus on learning. And if you feel differently, just tell me. We'll work something out. We'll come up with a plan. I'm your partner. I'm here to help you learn and enjoy the course material and to grow and all of that stuff. So this is supposed to aid in that. I will only say one final thing, and when you go into modules, you'll see this, and when you're in all of the different assignments, you'll see this, but there is a sheet that says tips for completing levels and quests and acquiring treasure. So if you're like, well, how do I know what your expectations are? It's just this 2-pager that is my expectations for every level, every quest, over and over and over, which means that a few weeks into it, you're going to nail it. You guys are going to do great. And I'm going to leave you comments and voice comments and help you get there. And if you are, struggling at all, ask questions. And like I said, I really have faith that we're going to pull off a great quarter together. Okay. Too long, lots of cute interruptions, but I really wanted to make sure to get this video out to you as quickly as possible to get your week off to a great start. All right, looking forward to meeting all of you. When you head into the level 1 getting started, you'll see more about me and my bio so that you can get to know me as well.